Hello. So, my name is Erica Ormsby, as some of you already know, and I was thinking as I have just written this handy dandy little book. I am Happy, Healthy, Free, and it's come out recently. Yay! And it not only came out, but it came out as an international bestseller, which I am so excited about. However, I have been thinking how interesting this is. So I've just written a book. And I'm not telling you this to be like, I've written a book. I've thought how interesting that I've written a book and in it has so many of the things that I really, the message that I value, sharing the stuff that I feel like would be of service to the world and help other people, the things that have helped me. And with this very important, valuable thing that I have and I've put so much time and effort into, I've thought, how funny is it that it took everything I had to first get it on paper and then to get it out into the world as a published work. I just wanted to crawl into a little hole and hide out of just being so nervous about, getting your work out there. And then now as I embark on moving into a live media and channel, working on this channel and working on things in social media and my desire to work with people in groups, and so there's all these things that require me to be seen. And so I wanted to touch on the topic of the power of being seen. And I've thought, how interesting is it that that can be one of the number one stopping points for those of us that want to be able to move into the world, connect with other people, have something of value, something to offer that would be of great service, which is many of the people that I attract. I tend to attract entrepreneurs, people with dream and a vision to create something, whether it be a physical product or a digital product or their brand of their company that's going to go and help people in all kinds of different industries. It's basically, people that have something that they need to move out to the world. As opposed to maybe somebody who, maybe there's somebody that has a dream of, working in finance at a bank. And so that doesn't require the same level of, putting yourself out there. Your willingness to be seen doesn't have to be as high when that's something that you're doing, although extremely valuable. Those different spaces that people work in, these for entrepreneurs, coaches, people like myself, it is critical that we are willing to be seen. It's like step one. And I've found it so ironic that through my journey of getting my work out into the world and going and being able to connect with so many more people and doing these things, the being seen factor has been, not just what I've personally had such a crazy time overcoming. I have noticed that's what so many others also have. You might even find yourself, this might even resonate with you. If you found this video, then it probably is resonating with you. So the importance, though, of being seen, that step one, that is the gateway to everything else that you've envisioned in our mind, you've envisioned in your mind, that I've envisioned in my mind, of being able to, the things that you've dreamed of, the things that you've hoped for, wanted to create, how this work might affect and be of value to other people. Phase one is we have to be able to be seen. We have to be willing to go out and connect with other people on these, on our topic. We have to be willing to be able to get behind the camera and do some form of video and sharing. We have to be seen. It's not an option. And so I just wanted to encourage, some of the things, encourage you guys, because some of the things that I've found that really have helped me is, one, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think I have wasted more time than I ever cared to acknowledge on, sitting around and thinking about how things, how something's got to be just perfect. And the truth is, nothing needs to be perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. And so just start. Just get on there and start. And it can get confusing because you'll get a lot of feedback that you've got to do so much, you've got to make sure that you're hitting perfectly the target and the audience that you're trying to connect with, and make sure that you've got all this back end stuff dialed in so perfectly so your message is so clear that it's going to exactly land right where it needs to. And the truth is when you're just starting out and when you've just created something, I'm not just starting out in the way of, it's been almost, I'm like 2 decades in on being an entrepreneur. I've definitely put myself out there in lots of different arenas. But this, what's new for me though in the last, last year or so is that me personally, I've had to, as someone who is an author and a speaker and a coach and somebody that it has never been more important for me to be willing to put myself out there. And so for those of us that are in that spot, just getting started, do something, do anything, and it's going to be better than not doing anything. So, and it sounds so practical and, almost like duh, but, it's the progress over perfection. What makes us feel good. I feel like it was Tony Robbins, one of his, great talks that talked about just the power of just making progress will make you feel so much better. The time spent, I've personally sat and thought, like I was saying, just thought about, what video I need to do and what do I need to talk about and blah, 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 and thought and thought and thought. And it creates this massive inaction, and that massive inaction can start making you feel worse and worse and worse about what you're doing. So if you want to be able to just jump in front of that and get yourself feeling a lot better about where you're going and what you're doing, jump in front of it, do something that requires you to be seen, and just put yourself out there. Make the video, write the blog. If you're doing a book, just make yourself keep writing. If speaking engagements, if you desire to be a speaker or to get out and be able to speak in front of people, find the thing that you can, even if it's just a few people, but do something that gets you closer to where you're going. And so the power of being seen, that is literally the most important piece, because what if you create all of these things? If you have created whatever your space is that you're working in, whatever your passion is and your area of expertise, the schooling that you've done for it, or the life experience that you have that gives you the merit to be able to speak on it or teach on it, whatever your past stuff is that that has brought you to this place where you are now, where you're able to now teach it to other people, share it with other people, help other people with your knowledge. If you aren't willing to be seen, you might as well put all of those wonderful things that you have learned and gathered and those experiences, you can just put them in a nice little box and just go ahead and put it up on the top of your closet. And because if no one's going to see it or hear it, and I know that's not anyone's heart. So you have to be willing to get yourself out there and just make that progress. So if I can encourage you today, it doesn't have to be perfect. You do need to make progress for you to feel good about where you're going and what you're doing. And that is how you're going to be able to lead yourself into the next step and start building the confidence. We all want the confidence to do X. Usually we will not ever have the confidence about whatever that thing that we're trying to do. Public speaking comes to mind. I know that's a big one for a lot of people. They want to feel confident about speaking publicly and speaking to groups. They want to get confident on that before ever stepping out in front of a group of people and talking. The truth is we don't get the confidence without just putting ourselves out there first. You have to do it. You just have to do it afraid. You've got to go out even when you're nervous. And through that experience, you'll build the confidence. So, this power of being seen, if we do that first, just start putting yourself out there, just forcing yourself to do it, then you will start gaining the confidence that you are desiring, that's going to make you feel better and better and better and be and show up better and better and better in each one of our specific arenas that we're desiring to show up in. So I just cannot encourage you enough. And if you ever would like to, delve a little bit deeper into some of my work, you can always, you can find this I Am Happy, Healthy, Free on Amazon. And it's really great because you do end up being able to discover more of maybe why we have those limiting beliefs and the things that hold us back and how to get past those. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Be seen. The power of being seen is huge, and I will talk to you later.